Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about what was my logic of making 100% return in AMD in just a few months, and what are the two next picks that I am going to look at for the next 1 year. Now, let me talk about this. And for all the people who don't have context, let me show you something. So, couple of months ago, right, on YouTube, I basically made a video called I invested in this stock after my US trip. So basically in the month of March, I was in US and I went to attend the NVIDIA GTC event, okay, which is NVIDIA's biggest event. And they were showing all of their crazy technology, and they also showed me the future of what AI is going to be, how the tokens are going to be used, what is their logic of these tokens. So I was sold that AI and the whole game of chips are one of the best games in the world, right? But they also showed me one beautiful example of a company where they said they have 97 to 98% market share. Now, I know this, that nobody in the world can have 97, 98% market share. So I started researching about who is the other company that can dethrone AMD. Maybe in the future, even if they can take 10% market share, there will be a huge rise in the stock price. There were only two companies that came in mind at that point, which was AMD and Broadcom. But I was very bullish on Lisa Su, so I said, okay, let me take a bet on AMD, because if NVIDIA does better, AMD should do better over time. So that is when I invested in AMD at that point, and this was, as you can see, exactly 5 months ago on April 24th, and I invested in this company almost $10,000. Now, obviously, let me show you what rate I bought it at also. So as you can see, this is my IND Money account, and here you can see on 20th March, as I told you, as soon as I finished the NVIDIA GTC event, I came back home, loaded the account and started buying it. So I started buying 1,200 at 105, another 3,500 at 105, another 2,500 at 113. So as it kept going up, I kept buying more and more. And then at 109, I bought another 2,000. So add all of it, it comes to approximately 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.2, approximately 10,000 rupees, $10,000 over time. I kept investing over time, right? So this is basically what I did. As you see here, I added more on July as well. I added another $200 at 135. So I kept adding as it went up, right? Which gave me a good average price of around 108. Now, what happened with AMD? Right? That was the main fun. And where did I invest and what basically happened? Now, if you look at AMD, it was very beautiful because, I knew that the world of investing is going to be amazing. I knew the world of AI is going to be awesome. And this is where my buy price was. Okay. Somewhere around here, March 25th, this is where I bought this range, which is 117. And then I kept buying lower 108 and all of that. So I kept buying here and I kept buying in July also, right? Somewhere here. But either which way, this was my buy range. And you can see here, after this point, we see a massive rally or a massive rise. Let me remove all my stuff. Give me 1 second. Let me just keep the EMS and let me remove all the drawings as well. Yeah. So my buying range was basically over here. Let's assume this was my buying range over here, somewhere around here. And I kept investing. And then it's gone up right now to almost 100% when it went to this point. 106% is where I got my maximum return in this company. And my entire thesis kept playing out after March. After March, we saw a good dip, which was fine. I did not worry. In fact, I started adding more when the dip happened. After that, it did not give me any reason to sell. It kept going up, Over here, I sold a bit right at the top at 184. I knew something was wrong, but as soon as it went back to 160, I updated in my community that I'm buying it again, right? So again, I bought it. Again, it went up. And I believe that this journey has just started. I think it'll go up even more in the future. I think right now it's at $500 billion market cap company. I think it's 343. I feel it'll become $1 trillion company. So another 2 to 3x is pending for this company. So no problem at all. I'm going to continue investing in this. And now I've started investing in NVIDIA also a little bit. Again, I know it is all overvalued and I'll talk about that also, the risk of this, but this is what I'm investing in. Now, coming to what is happening in this entire flywheel, right? And also in the member section yesterday, I actually put it out as well for a lot of people. So I thought I'll update you guys. So I made a video on this 5 months ago. I kept telling them, and most of them actually made a good amount of return on this, which I didn't want them to copy, but they did copy and they made a good amount of return on this. So I'm very happy for them. But there is a problem that is happening also in this whole AI race that is being started from OpenAI. Now they are creating a very bad precedent or a very bad flywheel. What is happening is OpenAI is giving orders to companies, and in return, those companies are funding OpenAI. So if you look at Oracle, like for example, Oracle will fund OpenAI for 100 rupees and OpenAI will give Oracle 100 rupees back as orders for, let's say, some services, right? Which is very, very sad. Same thing with NVIDIA. Same thing it does with AMD also. where they take the chips, but they give it as an order and they take investment in the company, or they take investment from them as well, which is basically the same 100 rupees goes from the cash reserves of a company, goes to another company, and that company gives the 100 rupees back and it goes into the sales of the same company. It is very sad. It is like Shashank Udupa gives 100 rupees as a fund investor into a company, and then that company gives the same 100 rupees back as services for me, which comes in my profit and loss statement, and both of our share value goes up, which is very sad. And if you see this image, it actually shows this to you, where if you see OpenAI, they have a project Stargate with Oracle. They did a transaction between each other. Both, one, Oracle funded OpenAI and OpenAI gave money to Oracle for a thing, right? With Microsoft, they have a deal which did not go very well. With Nvidia, they have a deal. Nvidia is invested in OpenAI. Nvidia is invested in Intel. Now, OpenAI is invested in AMD. So it has all become a problem. Now, if something goes wrong with OpenAI in the future, which it is creating a bubble, by the way, but if something goes on wrong with OpenAI, all the companies that you see here will get hit straight away. Now, I recently saw another news that Nvidia is now doing the same thing. Nvidia is investing in Twitter, which is XAI with Elon Musk, again for the same thing, that they're going to fund their massive round, and in return, they will use Nvidia chips. It's unbelievable. The advantage here is that Nvidia got a lot of free cash flow, right? Because they sold a lot of chips and they're using that to create a strategic dominance. Because if I'm investing in XAI, I know XAI will not use my competitor's chip. So in a very weird way, they're becoming an investor so that they give the lowest rate to that customer. And if that stock price goes up, they make money on both sides, not only from services, but also from the stock price going up. So this is a very bad flywheel that is getting created right now. Now coming to what do I feel are the next two big companies in the market. My future predictions. Now, when I bought AMD, right, I did not think about the cash flow, profit and loss statement. All of that I did not look at. In fact, it was terrible at that point when I bought it. What did I actually look at? I said, let's look at the future. Nvidia has 90-95% market share. Somebody has to take it out. We checked, and also I remember when I went to the GTC event, he had, Jensen Huang had actually written what is the next step in evolution of AI, and the next step in evolution of AI was humanoids and robots, which is inevitable. Which even I feel that maybe in the next 5 years, 10 years, when it gets commoditized, it'll come there. In fact, when Facebook launched their recent Ray-Ban glasses, which was very expensive, you see that beauty of that, right? It basically, you can wear it, go anywhere, and then ask Meta in real time. That means real time AI processing is happening. Now, if a lot of consumers like this tomorrow get these devices, commoditized devices, does not have to be Facebook, there's going to be a huge use case of AI, right? Huge use case of AI. So I thought about from that point of view, and I said, koi na koi to jeetega, so let's take a bet on AMD and sit down. Took a very big bet, because that's what I believe, that if you really like something, break the bank, and made good amount of profit in a very short period of time. So I'm very happy with that. Now, coming to where am I going to break the bank next? AMD to chali rahe. I booked some profits. I'm very happy. I'll let the rest ride. What about the next two? Now, if I had to again go a little bit into the future, my first best pick would be Tesla for 2 to 3 different reasons. Okay. Number one, Tesla, I think yesterday they came out with a Model Y subsidy, but they're not doing well with the Tesla cars. But let's leave Tesla cars aside. Now, one thing is that Elon Musk is a very aggressive player. He's recently come out with a massive annual compensation pay package. I don't know if I can find that for you. I will find that for you. But there is a massive pay package that has come. And they have a very beautiful PPT as well for that pay package. And if you look at that pay package, it is just unbelievable. Give me 1 second. Let me just find that for you. Yeah. Now look at this video, right? So look at this presentation that was given right now in October 2025. This basically outlines Tesla's plans for the future. Now all of us look at Tesla as a car company, right? I look at it from a slightly different angle. I look at it from the future of mobility standpoint, right? Now what is the future of mobility? I look at it that everything is going to become autonomous. I remember when I went to US, I sat in a Waymo car and it was just seamless. There was no driver. It was an automated car, takes me from point A to point B. And I was mind blown by it, not because it was an amazing technology. Yes, it was. But I was mainly mind blown because just imagine there is no driver, right? That means from a company standpoint, the margins are going to be awesome. It is a machine operating, and with battery technology becoming better and better, the downtime on these cars will become lower and lower going forward. Today, okay, you might need with fast chargers 1 hour to 2 hours to charge. Maybe in the future, 5-10 minutes it will be charged and it will be back on the road. And there is no incentives you have to give. There is no minimum package, nothing. It is pure margin, electric vehicle, no fuel, no diesel, nothing is there, right? So that is something that I'm very bullish on. And that is something that they are also looking at. So if you look at this, Tesla's next chapter has the potential to create the world. So one is robo taxi service, which I am personally very bullish on. And they've very clearly written high margin, substantial growth opportunity. Abhi ye inevitable hai. This will happen. Whether Tesla wins it, BYD wins it, Waymo wins it, doesn't matter, but this will be a big fleet in the future, right? Full FSD has recently come in. This is something that will again become very big. AI capabilities, I'm not sure, but bots is something that once it gets commoditized a little bit, bots will do really well and they will be a part of our life. So I only look at it from a decadal theme kind of a perspective, right? And what is the proposal that Elon Musk is giving? Now, we all know that Elon Musk is a very aggressive player and he's made some milestones for himself. And he said that I want to take 12% of the company if I only meet these milestones. I want to create shareholder wealth and then I will take money for myself. So if you look at Tesla right now, I think it's a 1.7 trillion market cap, right? So what he's saying is every time I reach a milestone, and I reach two milestones. One is a market cap milestone. That means the share price goes up. Second is an operational milestone. If these two align, then I will take a bonus, which is 1% at that point. So totally, he will take 12%. But just look at the milestones. Leave all of this. One is he's saying $2 trillion market cap. So very close to his mark. And he wants 20 million Tesla vehicles delivered. Right now, I think they're at 17 million. So this is a very doable approach. Okay. Then he's saying 2.5 trillion and I want to have 10 million active FHD. 1 million bots delivered. By the way, the bots are expensive. 1 million robo taxis, which I'm sure will be operational very soon. And then after this, he starts talking about adjusted EBITDA. Now I'll show you what their current adjusted EBITDA is. He wants to do 50 billion, 80 billion, 130, 210, 300, 400. That's 8x of his original plan, 50 to 400. And the market cap will go up to 8.5 trillion is what his goal is. Now he might not achieve all of this. Let's say it achieves at least less than half of what we actually think. Maybe let's say 4 or 5, right? Even if he gets 4 or 5, that's still 3x in what we are looking at. Maybe in the next 5 years to 10 years perspective. So 10 years, 3 years or 5 years, 3 years is great for anyone, right? And that is something that I am looking at. If you look at his EBITDA, this is how his EBITDA looks like. Q2 25 EBITDA is around 15 billion. Now he's saying, I want to make it 50, which is your EBITDA goes up 3 times. Okay. Then from 50 to 80, 130, 210, 300. If he goes to even 130, that's 10x jump in EBITDA, which I feel is strongly possible because the minute he starts robo taxi, it is a new revenue that comes in. Now, please understand one more thing. In such businesses, there is no capex. His capex is over. He's built his mega plants all over the world. All he has to do is just get a Tesla car, put it as a robo taxi and start the service. So his operational work is very less. His capex is very less. His profits will be massive depending on the amount of things that come here. Now, this is only for today. I'm sure he will build on to this, add more services in that, this fee, that fee, everything will start and he will slowly get up to his EBITDA mark as well because he's playing a free cash flow game. So that is why I'm very bullish on Tesla as of today. And even if you look at it from a technical standpoint, Tesla does look good. It is in a very chilled out zone. So if I show you the technical standpoint, yeah, I've already made some markings here for myself. Sorry. Let me remove that for you guys. Yeah, so Tesla recently did a small run up. It had fallen down quite a bit when US subsidies for EVs were removed from Donald Trump, his best friend. Then did a kind of a consolidation here, weird cup and handle, not exactly a cup and handle, but a lot of consolidation. Broke out from this very decisively, is now in the second mark. So this is where I've started buying Tesla, right? I feel in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing. And the minute it breaks out from 490, we are going to start seeing a new Tesla that comes into the game, right? So this is what I'm waiting for. The longer it stays here, I'll be happy so I can accumulate at a shorter rate, but I'm very happy about this. The second company that I'm very, very bullish on is Meta. Now think about something with Meta, right? This is a company that does not get affected by the world market because this is a company that is not incentivized too much. Yes, they make a lot of revenue from ads, right? The company is spending ads. Now with the market reducing rates, with US market reducing rates, boosting growth, Meta in the next 6 months to 1 year should do really well from the ad revenue side. And even from the Instagram, Facebook, all of that, also they will do really well because people like me and you are addicted to things like this. And Meta over a long period of time has always only goes up. Whenever it goes down, I feel Meta is an opportunity to buy. And right now it has recently gone up from its 200-day moving average and it's back towards this 200-day moving average, giving me the perfect opportunity. But if I had to think 10 years into the future, I'm more bullish on their Meta glasses and the hardware that Meta is building, mainly because the hardware that they're building is so awesome. Like Apple tried building it with the Vision Pro, but it's so clunky and big. And just imagine in the future, more and more adaptations will come. We are still in version 1, version 2. It will become more refined. If you looked at the recent glasses, which did fail at the demo day, but it did look really good. And that is something I would love to use from a natural, standpoint. But again, I think version 3, version 4 would be much better than this. And I have a very weird belief. Okay, I don't know how many of you all would believe me in this. I have a belief that in the future, we won't be using our phones. I think phones will be extinct. I think that is going to be the next evolution. Imagine that world where you will not need a phone, you will need some kind of another AI wearable device that does everything that a phone would do just from your mouth, right? Which is happening with the Ray-Ban glasses. Hey Meta, call this, call that. Hey Meta, do this, do that. Why do you need a phone? You want to scroll something, you wear your Meta glasses and just scroll Instagram. That's happening with Apple Vision Pro. So in the future, why do you need a phone? Why do we need to carry a phone? Today, we barely carry a wallet. Everything is NFC and UPI. So we don't even need a wallet today. So why do you need a phone in the future? So that is what I strongly believe in. Maybe a decade away to get no phones. But the minute that happens, I'll be the most happiest man because I would be taking a bet on a company like this, right? Yes, there are a lot of other bets that I'm also taking. I'm taking a bet on the entire AI universe. What do I mean by the AI universe? A lot of people think AI is only chips. No, it is not chips. Okay, it is also the data center. It is also power. All right, all of these things are required to fulfill the demand for the futuristic AI goal. So I'm very bullish on all of this. But again, I'll keep making more and more videos as and when I buy stuff. And if you want to stay updated, you can come and join my YouTube community where I keep updating all of these things and just give market updates, right? No stock updates, just market updates of what I'm doing and different other things on the market. Okay, awesome. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys like this video, and please focus on investing outside as well, not just in India, so that you can diversify your entire portfolio. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button.